had to figure out what we were going to do. Of course, this fun video. Jordan on our marketing team said, I follow this guy on Instagram. He's an up and coming rapper here in town and he's an alumnus. I could reach out to him and see if he'd be interested in doing a song for us. His name is TobyRaps. He got back to us right away. He said, yeah, I'll do this. So we gave him some cues, like, here's what annual giving, here's what the money does, here's our giving day, this is the whole premise of this event. We all left for the holidays. We came back after the holidays, and about a week later, he sent the demo of the rap that you hear, and we're like, my God, this is amazing.
Welcome to the EverTrue Innovators Podcast, where we meet the innovative voices behind the ideas moving fundraising forward. 4 videos, 1 campaign, and yes, one of the videos was rapped by none other than CSU alum TobyRaps.
Have to admit, it got stuck in my head for the entire day because it's just really catchy. So safe to say this Giving Day campaign was bold, it was brilliant, and it was wildly effective.
Absolutely. And so without further ado, let's talk to the winner of the Best in Class Creativity Award, Cleveland State University. Please do introduce yourself. Let us know who you are, a bit about yourself, and then we have a few questions about the campaigns and the video.
Okay. My name is John Templeman. I'm the Director of Annual Giving at Cleveland State University. I've been here for about 3.5 years, but I've been in higher education annual giving fundraising for 26 years. I've seen a lot of change. Aside from working professionally as a fundraiser in higher ed, I've also simultaneously owned a record label called Jib Machine Records for 21 years, been in multiple bands, released a bunch of albums. I just put out another solo EP, came out this past Friday, that I worked on in the studio that I built in my house last year with 2 of my friends. I live there with my significant other and our 4 animals. We have a dog, Chihuahua named Miguel, and 3 cats, Greta, Brew, and Marlo. But yeah, I'm happy to be here, happy to talk about the work that our team here does. Our foundation's pretty small, so I do work very closely with our marketing team, our advancement services team, our alumni relations team. But a lot of the creation of the video is a collaboration between annual giving and marketing. We have very talented writers and very talented videographer named Kat, who does a lot of the filming and the editing of these videos. And it's a team effort, to say the least.
I know we're here to talk about the videos, but I have to ask where we can find your music.
So I'll give you a few. If you go to jibmachine.com, you can read a lot about the label, the history. There's all sorts of stuff there. If you go on any streaming like Spotify, I was in a band called Hot Ham and Cheese for many years. We released multiple albums. Friday was my birthday. I did a DJ set at this little bar here in Cleveland. And one of my old bandmates in Hot Ham and Cheese, there were 3 of us, came to see me. And our other old bandmate has an acoustic duo that was playing out in the street. And the 3 of us had not been in a room together since our last show in 2019. We went on an indefinite hiatus, not knowing what was around the corner in 2020. We just said, we're taking some time off and maybe we'll regroup next year. And then, of course, that never happened. Life happened and everyone went in their directions. But first time 3 of us were in a room together in almost 6 years. The first band I ever signed on my label back in 2005 is doing a reunion show in 2026. So we were talking about getting together for that, maybe recording a song. It'll never go back to what it was, but it's one of those things that you can revisit and still collaborate on from time to time. The days of being a band and living in a van, we did a lot of tours. We did a lot of Weekend Warrior out of state tours. We did a national tour, a lot of regional touring. That'll never happen. Life is different for all of us now. Older, those days are gone, but they're great experiences.
We're going to be talking about the videos in a second. And of course, having a music video, I think there's no surprise now. That was part of it. But I'd love to kick things off because we do ask a warm-up question, an official question to everybody. So the one question we always love to ask is, what is one piece of conventional wisdom about stewardship or about fundraising that you secretly, or maybe not so secretly, disagree with?
It seems to me, being in higher ed all these years, that everybody does things a little differently depending on their staff, their resources, their culture. But it seems like everything is very similar. I personally like to think outside the box and try creative things. So this fall, we just sent a message out to people that gave less than $100 last year that have not renewed yet. We basically just said, hey, we're putting together a CSU playlist. And then about 280 people responded to it. I just responded back with a thank you. Here's the link. And then we had this playlist that I turned over to marketing to post on our socials. And now I have this list of 280 people that I'm going to evaluate here in the fourth quarter and see, okay, have some of them given since? And those that haven't, I will try a text solicitation just to see what happens. Thinking outside the box, trying different things, and not always sticking with the status quo of how higher ed annual giving works. We still do quarterly mailings and all that. We have a leadership annual giving program. We have a recurring giving program, but doesn't mean you still can't try different things, try different technologies. We're about to have a virtual engagement officer. It'll be interesting to have a colleague that is artificial intelligence. So my boss and I are leading the charge on building that avatar and that personality. And I have an open assistant director position in my department. That person will manage the virtual engagement officer. So thinking outside the box, trying new technologies. When you've been doing this as long as I have, you get to know all the vendors and people. It's been pretty cool to watch all these products develop over the years across the board. It's pretty cool.
As we were talking about your passion for music production, everything that honestly makes this whole campaign even more interesting. I'm excited to learn more about it. Can you talk to us about the creative process behind creating 4 videos that you shared out throughout Giving Day? Like, can you walk us through the video portion of the campaign and what inspired you to take this approach?
Yeah. So in 2023, we had done a video series and it went over really well. We had some board members who never comment on anything said, oh my God, this is amazing. We had people who hadn't been engaged with the university for a while say, wow, this is really cool, because we were telling the stories of the students. Starting in 2023 with the first student video series we did was sent a save the date past our roughly 10, 15,000 people. And then a month leading up to Giving Day, rather than sending an email saying Giving Day is a month away, we would send an email that would say, Joe is a blah, blah, blah. You can support a student like Joe in Giving Day. It's 3 weeks from today. So it was our way to count down and hype Giving Day, but tell a story of the various types of students that comes here to Cleveland State. So that worked so well that we wanted to expand it in 2024, but we also wanted to do something to make it fun and engage more people. I'm an alumnus of Bowling Green State University, and a while ago, probably almost 15 years ago, they had a brand new arena built. To thank the donors, they put a stewardship video together that was a rap song called the Stroh Center Rap. At the time, it was really creative and super innovative. No one was doing anything like that. They talked about it at conferences for 2 years. At the time, it was very revolutionary, I guess. I had just mentioned we were meeting before the holidays in 2023. We had to figure out what we were going to do for this fun video. Jordan on our marketing team said, I follow this guy on Instagram. He's an up and coming rapper here in town and he's an alumnus. I could reach out to him and see if he'd be interested in doing a song for us. His name is TobyRaps, and he's blown up since. I just saw this morning he's going on another tour, leaving the end of this week. He's out in Colorado, Idaho, Missouri. Anyway, he got back to us right away. He said, yeah, I'll do this. So we gave him some cues, like, here's what annual giving, here's what the money does, here's our Giving Day, this is the whole premise of this event. We all left for the holidays. We came back after the holidays, and about a week later, he sent the demo of the rap that you hear, and we're like, my God, this is amazing. And then we asked him, would you be willing to do a video? And he said, yeah. And so he came to campus one day and shot all his parts. And then Kat, our videographer, went around and got B-roll and extra footage and then put that together. And then we just made it part of the student series. Even though Toby was an alum, we did the 4-week out, highlighted one student, 3-week out, highlighted another student. Then the rap video dropped. We dropped that in the middle. And then we dropped one more student and then launched on Giving Day. The creativity, the campaign, the actual students in those stories. It was a perfect storm of everything, and it worked.
Yeah, it did. I was curious, you mentioned Kat, your videographer. Is this an in-house videographer or
Yes.
someone you work with?
It became apparent after my first year here that we need to be more involved in video. That first Giving Day I was here, which was 2022, we had to outsource. We got a video made, but it took forever. I said, Cleveland State has the only freestanding film school in Ohio. So we're like, we got a film school across the street. Why don't we find a student intern? They'll get a job, they'll get experience. Fortunately, Kat applied and we hired her. She was a student intern for a year, then a contract employee for a year, and now she is a full-time Cleveland State employee. She produces so many creative videos. We also have Grayson, our social media intern, and they do a lot of shorts and reels and really cool things for engagement on the Alumni Association site. So having someone like Kat, she's a really good filmmaker. I always tell her, your greatest skill is editing. The way she edits videos and puts them together is an art form in and of itself. It's just amazing how she takes all that stuff in 30 seconds can put together something that you're like, wow, when it's over, you want to watch it again. And that's the key.
It's awesome to hear fostering the talent in the university, someone growing as an intern and then moving on to full-time, and you could see her talent shining through. It's cool that it was also developed at CSU. Speaking of other students at CSU, we're curious about the student story videos. How did you narrow it down to the students featured in the videos?
That's something Jordan does really well. We'll usually put a call out to students. Usually there's a network. I know someone who knows this person who's in this major and doing unique things. We should talk to that person. He's like this with alumni too. He does a really good job at just through talking to people and putting feelers out, trying to find students who have an interesting background and interesting story, and alumni too. And then telling that story, interviewing them. And sometimes these interviews end up in Cleveland State is cool because we were an urban institution, very important to the city of Cleveland. The university is directly and indirectly responsible for $3 billion annually as of a couple of years ago to the region. 85% of our students stay here. A good portion of them are first gen or from impoverished backgrounds. Cleveland State is a true hub of higher education here in Cleveland. There's a lot of people that have interesting stories about why they're here, where they were, where they are now, and where they're going. Jordan does a great job of really putting feelers out and finding these folks, and then using their skills to ask the right questions, and then Kat putting the videos together that she does really helps highlight these individuals and their journey. And I think another important thing to note is your leadership has to give you the freedom to do this. I would not be able to put ideas together and work with the team to make these videos if our leadership wasn't supportive of it. To me, as a professional, the most important thing a leader can do is say, you've been doing this a long time. You've had success. I trust you. Go do it. And then you just do it and have more success. And then they're like, okay, you just keep going. When I was a kid, my dad always used to say, you don't have a curfew. You do what you want. But if I catch you doing what you're not supposed to be doing, then you just won't leave the house again. So it's like this thing. Keep raising money, keep doing creative things, and you'll be free to continue that. So it's motivation for me to always work hard and push the envelope and want to do things differently and better. It's a sickness too. After Giving Day this year, I got a million thoughts in my head about next year. And literally I'm here the day after making my notes for 2026. It's a constant desire to evolve, to improve. I'm fortunate to have colleagues like Kat, Jordan, and Elizabeth on the marketing team. She's a fantastic graphic designer. We've had people comment and email me about our direct mail appeals and how good they look. And to have a team like that where, you know, I can come up with these concepts and these ideas and then bounce them off them and they go, okay, let's see what we can do. And they come back with what they come back with. It's a blessing to have colleagues like that.
Honestly, I'm comparing it to our team at EverTrue too. Like, it's nice when you have a really collaborative group of people who lean into their own areas that they're very good at. Everyone brings their magic into it and it creates something really cool.
That doesn't happen everywhere. And again, it comes down to leadership. If you've got micromanagers that do not think outside the box or have their thumb on what you're doing, things like this aren't going to happen. It's a shame, but it's the fact of how life is.
I'm looking at our notes just because I want to make sure that we can talk about the results that you saw, because the campaign was really effective. You saw a 10% increase in donors and a 25% increase in dollars raised over 2023. So what do you think made these videos resonate in a way that drove giving? And then were there any responses that you received from donors or alumni that you were excited to receive?
Again, like I said earlier, I think the story really resonate with our alumni, especially because it brings them back to their experiences at Cleveland State. The rap video, though, was just something that was fun and everybody loved it. From our president down to board members, he was able to capture the vibe of Cleveland State in that song, even though he was pretty much, it was an infomercial for Giving Day. He made a lot of Cleveland State references, and Kat brought those references to life on a visual level with the video. I just think it brought a lot of good nostalgic feelings back, and people really connected with it. It was catchy. People that don't even know anything about Cleveland State said that was on their morning playlist. That would hype them up. They would watch our video to hear the song and hype them up for their work that day. And so that's a great compliment. It definitely resonated with the audience we were trying to reach, but I think it then went beyond that. That wasn't our intention. I think that was a positive side effect of it. Like I said earlier, it was really a perfect storm last year. Everything really fell into place.
And then thinking on the logistical side, we do see universities, of course, create video. I think yours certainly was a standout video, but in terms of delivery, why did you choose to use ThankView, and what impact do you think sending these videos via ThankView versus posting them on YouTube or on your site had?
So I think we created a special video that we sent through ThankView, which was our thank you video. And it incorporated elements of students saying thank you in different languages with the leap into action tagline that was the thread through all the videos, even the rap video and the student interview videos. We delivered that to 2,800 people, and it had an 81%, almost 82% open rate. Usually our open rates are around 70 to 72%. So it was 10% above average. I just think that the campaign resonated, but even the delivery of thank you with the attractiveness of it, the email, the envelope, the way it opens up, everyone liked it. It engaged people. It tugged on the heartstrings because our numbers across the board were above normally what we do, from dollars raised, donors, engagement, all that stuff. We've got some really good ideas about how we can move forward and have a new theme song every year and engage different people. We are the rock and roll capital, as they say. We have organizations in town we can partner with to help further what we're doing at Cleveland State and further what they're doing at their respective organization.
Great. Kudos for having an average in the 70s of open rates. Those are some very engaged alumni. So you're definitely doing things right in a consistent way.
Thank you.
So to bring it home, one of the main points of the innovators is to highlight awesome work that's being done and provide inspiration for other institutions to learn from each other. What advice would you give to other teams or institutions looking to do something creative like this? I know you mentioned leadership buy-in and getting that trust, but is there anything beyond that you would say would be, where should you start?
Brainstorm with those you work with. And if you could put a dream campaign together, what would that look like? And then if you have an actual idea, how can we possibly execute this? Come up with something that you think would resonate with your constituents at your respective universities, because all universities are different in terms of their whole aura and vibe. Then how are you going to execute it? And then hopefully get buy-in from leadership and convince them to take the lead. Like I said earlier, I think that higher ed sometimes gets in the rut of the same stuff recycled. There's marketing companies all over the world doing amazing creative things. And rather than modeling yourself after what another school is doing, look at what some of the top marketing companies are doing and So try to mimic that. Think outside the box, get creative, utilize your resources, utilize your history of your institution, your people, your students, your alumni, your faculty, your staff. Make it fun and engaging for everybody. And I think if you're able to pull something like that off, then it is going to resonate with the broader group.
Yeah, that's great advice. Thank you so much for sharing the story. I think it's going to be very inspirational for a lot of the listeners here. That's really the goal of the innovators too, to push people that might be a little bit nervous to try something more creative, maybe a little bit nervous to position something in a more creative outreach form to their leadership team, to take the leap, to put themselves out there and hopefully see the incredible engagement stats that you tend to see, some of the financial ones too. Thank you so much for sharing it, for being so open, and congratulations again.
Thank you. I appreciate the honor. I appreciate you both taking the time to interview me this morning. It's been fun.